Craig here from Your Tech. Today we are going to be talking about PC gaming myths. I absolutely love talking about things like this and the debates that you can get because of it. So let's get into some PC gaming myths. Don't forget to get subscribed down below if you like seeing the random stuff I get up to, and click that notification bell to get notified when I release a new video. Myth number 1. PC gaming is expensive. Now, this one has got some truth to it, no doubt about it. Everyone can go right now and check on the prices of RAM and the prices of SSD and graphics cards and CPUs. These components are expensive, yes, but it doesn't have to be. You can pick up a second-hand ROG Ally for around £350. This will play modern titles at 1080p. A little bit of upscaling needed for some games, but on the whole, for £350, being able to connect to a monitor and play AAA games, this is a viable option. But that's not all. For just over the price of one of those second-hand Allies, you could build yourself something like this. This is the finished and working gaming PC from the Project PC series. In this PC is a Ryzen 3600 and a GTX 1080. This cost us a total of £370, and other than ray tracing, will play near enough any game at 1080p absolutely fine. £370. PC gaming does not need to be expensive. And I already know what you're gonna say. I can get a console for 500 quid. Why would I bother spending my money on a handheld gaming PC or a budget desktop? With a PC, you save money over time. You haven't got to pay to play online. You have access to an astounding amount of games, a ridiculous amount of games that are ridiculously cheap. Another thing to remember when talking about how expensive PC gaming is the amount of money that is wasted. I myself have been guilty of this, of buying stuff that I really did not need. It's very easy to waste money on expensive PC gaming stuff. High-end mice, high-end keyboard, high-end headsets. I mean, take it in mind, I bought the SteelSeries Arctis 7 gaming headset for £150. It was okay, I thought it was good at the time, and I used it. It was wireless, which I really wanted, and I have since moved to these. These are the Phoenix IEMs by CCA, and they're absolutely fantastic. I am daily driving these now. £25. People waste money on PC gaming for expensive stuff that they don't need. You can get yourself a decent-ish mechanical keyboard from Temu for around £25. I'll link the video here of me actually getting that keyboard and being pleasantly surprised by it. Epomaker have some amazing budget keyboards, and I've reviewed a few of them. I'll link them down in the description. So many people waste so much money on RGB, high-end mice, high-end keyboard, high-end headsets, ridiculously expensive monitors, and you don't have to. You can have an amazing gaming experience on budget PC hardware. PC gaming can be expensive, but only as expensive as you let it be. Myth number 2, PC gaming requires constant upgrades. I'm not really sure where this myth came from, and I'm not sure how someone can spin being able to upgrade your PC as a negative, but you do not have to upgrade. You choose when you upgrade. If you're wanting to upgrade your actual performance, your CPU, your RAM, your graphics card, most people are only doing that every 5 to 6 years. And if anything, them upgrades are often cheaper than going out and buying a whole new console. Not only that, but again, it's a choice. This PC started its life off as an i7 4th gen Intel CPU and a 660 Ti. Now, it wasn't a powerful computer, but we didn't have to upgrade it. It still worked and it still played games. Yeah, you'd be looking at very much more indie titles and more easy to run titles, but the fact that you have that option is there. You don't have to upgrade. I personally still know people that are rocking RX 580s and 1050 Ti's. They're absolutely loving their PC gaming experience. You do not need high-end hardware to have a good time on PC. And if you want to upgrade, you upgrade. If you don't want to upgrade, don't feel forced. Most people will wait until their PC stops being able to do something that they want it to and then upgrading. Don't feel forced to upgrade. One of the best things about PC gaming is if your PC is struggling in some way, you can upgrade that one component and instantly get better performance. It is an amazing thing, and don't let anyone put a negative spin on it. Myth number 3. Building a gaming PC is difficult. Now, this one has a little bit of truth to it, but it's also a bit of a weird one. There are so many resources online to help you build a gaming PC, and there are manuals for every single component to make sure that you can install it properly, to make sure it works, to make sure you don't have any issues. But let's not forget, you also have the option of not having to build your own gaming PC. You have tech repair shops like myself that will happily build a customer a PC. Though be careful and make sure your tech repair shops actually have experience building PCs, because some of them genuinely don't. Check their reviews and check their website to make sure they are actually skilled in building PCs. That way you won't get scammed, and you won't end up with a bad system. You also have the option of pre-builds, which I've recently done a video that I'll tag here and I'll tag down below of whether or not you should build or buy, and the kind of money you are going to lose from going with a pre-built rather than building it yourself. As long as you're happy with the value that you're going to be getting, build or buy, it doesn't really matter. But it is worth remembering that building a PC really isn't that difficult depending on your build. There are things that can make it more difficult. You could have 15 fans that have all got an RGB wire and a PWM wire. You've got a cable manage, all these ridiculous amounts of cables. You can have 2 RGB hubs, 17 hard drives, and some SATA SSDs. And yeah, building that PC is going to be a nightmare. AIO water coolers as well, they make a build much more difficult. And remember, it may not be easy to build a gaming PC, but you have enough resources and you have enough manuals out there that if you take your time and you think about what you're doing, almost anyone can build a gaming PC. It's really not that hard. And on to myth number 4. You will spend all your time troubleshooting. Yes, PC gaming is much more complicated than console gaming. On the whole, consoles are plug and play and off you go. PC gaming, there is a little bit more to it. You have drivers to update and install. You have game launchers and games to install. There is a little bit more to it. The trade-off that you get for that is that you get higher fidelity gaming and you get higher refresh rates. If that's worth the trade-off, then great. If it's not, then stick to console gaming. No one's going to care. However, this myth is taken out of context somewhat. It isn't very often that you have to do a massive amount of troubleshooting on your rig, and almost everything that is driver-based will give you a notification when it needs to be updated. In exactly the same way that consoles update, it isn't much different. Yeah, your initial setup process is going to be much longer. And once you're up and running, you may have to spend an hour or so troubleshooting every few months or even less. I know people that are absolutely terrible at troubleshooting PCs, like awful, absolutely terrible. I cannot tell you how bad they are at troubleshooting their own PC. But I may hear of them once a year where they need a little bit of help troubleshooting something. Other than that, everything just works. They sit down at the PC, they double click the game they want to play, and off they go. Troubleshooting does not take up all your time on PC gaming, regardless of what people say. PC gaming myth number 5. I'm going to get animated with this one because it pisses me off. And the myth is, you need a Ryzen 9 or an Intel i9 for a good gaming PC. I am almost convinced that this has come about from scammers not putting the CPUs on their listings in Facebook and eBay to try and scam people. If you see Intel i7 and it doesn't tell you the CPU, Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7 and it doesn't tell you the CPU, the chances are it's a scam. Please don't buy it. If it does not tell you the exact model of CPU, do not buy it. That is a scam artist trying to scam you. Though that is not just the fault of the scammer, that is also thanks to AMD and Intel having such pathetic naming schemes for their CPUs. Both of them. Neither of them are doing well when it comes to naming schemes, and it's fucking pathetic. Intel has even changed their naming scheme again and somehow made it worse. Trying to work out which of the CPUs in the Intel lineup is better than the other is a fucking headache. What is... Rant over, calm down. You do not need an i9 or a Ryzen 9 for a decent gaming PC. Hardly anybody needs a CPU that powerful. Yeah, if you've got the budget and you've got the money and you're going balls to the wall on the absolute best hardware that you can get, fair enough. But if you're looking to spend 1,000, 1,500 or less, you do not need an i9. You do not need a Ryzen 9. You will be absolutely sound with a Ryzen 5 as long as it's modern. And this is the problem. Intel's i9, i7, i5 naming category goes back a long time. A massive long time. Over a decade. Just because something says i9 doesn't mean it's good. You can go out and get yourself a 9900K. A very decent CPU. 8 cores, 16 threads, high boost clocks. Very good CPU. Even today will still handle gaming absolutely fine. But you can go out and get a 13th gen i5 that will absolutely wipe the floor with that 9900K. The i9 part and the i5 part means nothing outside of knowing what generational SKU that CPU actually is. And that's the important part. And the same goes for Ryzen. A Ryzen 7 from 5-6 years ago is going to get dicked on by a Ryzen 5 that is a current generation. So do your due diligence, do your research, make sure that the CPU you're buying is, if not modern, at least more powerful than what else is there for around the same price. And not forgetting, if you're looking more on the budget side, the i3s in the Intel lineup, 12th, 13th and 14th i3s, are surprisingly capable for the price. they're worth looking at. PC gaming myth number 6. Now, this one makes me laugh a little bit, and I don't really know where I sit with it, but the myth is that PC gaming is full of hackers. Now, I kind of get where this is coming from. If you've been in a lobby with someone that is quite obviously cheating, it absolutely destroys any kind of satisfaction or enjoyability that you can get out of that game. Now, the solution to this is often report them, leave the lobby, go back in, and hopefully get into a lobby that doesn't have a hacker or a cheater. And I have been victim to this in Hell Let Loose, Battlefield 6, Rocket League, very, very occasionally. And yeah, it sucks. It really does suck. I don't understand why people cheat. I don't understand why they would like to fake being good at a game. I find that really odd. But that being said, there are definitely more hackers on PC, no doubt about it. It is a much more open architecture than with consoles. But in my experience, I experienced way more cheaters and hackers on console using like Cronoses and all that weird crap than I ever have on PC. Playing Call of Duty on a PS4 a few years ago was an absolute nightmare. Everybody seemed to have zero recoil, wall hacks, and ESP or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know, I'm not a cheater and I'm not a hacker. However, you are going to get hackers and cheaters in every medium that you are ever going to play games on. Whether you're playing on console or playing PC, you're always going to get hackers and cheaters somewhat, because people are just dicks, so it's going to happen. However, I haven't experienced it very often while PC gaming. I don't play a lot of competitive games. I play Hell Let Loose, Rocket League, and Battlefield 6. They're about the most competitive games that I play on PC. Everything else is either single player or something that's not competitive, so people don't care. And usually the solution is just moving servers, backing out of a game, going into another game, and that hacker's not there. Make sure you report them as well, because you will hopefully get them caught in ban waves and stuff like that. It is the most irritating thing about gaming in general, and in my experience, it is no worse on PC than it is on console. However, if I'm wrong, please let me know down in the comments. Those are the PC gaming myths that I could think of. Is there any that I missed that you guys absolutely hate hearing, love hearing, or that you just hear all the time? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know if there's any big PC gaming myths that I've completely messed up or completely missed out. What do you guys think as well? Do any of these PC gaming myths bug the crap out of you? Do you often hear it from console gamers? Oh, the hackers on PC, building a PC is hard, you need an i9, and all this kind of stuff. Do you guys hear it? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down, and drop me a comment down below and let me know what you think. Hopefully, I will see you on the next one. Bye.